Hey guys, Dragon Ball for Life here today, and I'm back with another video. Now, today's video we're going to be talking about how to fix the Tournament of Power. Now, my last video, the Goku Black arc, like I said, it was a little more confusing and complex because there's a lot of working parts in that arc. There was a lot of plot holes, a lot of stuff with time manipulation that got very confusing, and it was hard for me to, make a coherent storyline with what I had. But, I think I did the best I could possibly do. But for this one, luckily, it is easy. It is the most straightforward, story you could possibly get. I mean, it's just Goku seeing Zeno setting up this whole tournament to eliminate other universes, then just having a 10 on, I forgot how many universes were actually involved. I think around, 9? But yeah, it was like multiple universes with 10 combatants, and it was just a free for all fight, there. So that was all it was. So this should be a lot easier, but I still do think that the Tournament of Power for me was the biggest disappointment out of all of, Dragon Ball Super, because the first two arcs were just rehashing the movies, so I didn't have that much, belief in it anyway. And then the Universe 6 vs 7 tournament was actually pretty dope. I really liked it. It was just some stuff that I was not a fan of. And the Goku Black arc, even though I do think it has a lot of problems and a lot of inconsistencies, I still generally really liked it. I just thought some of the stuff that they did was very, very bad. But when it comes to the Tournament of Power, I think it was just a complete shit show. I mean, for me, it was half of the Tournament of Power either enraged me or the other half basically bored me. So there was mostly episodes that are boring or annoying, and there's only a handful of episodes that were good, or like moments that were good. Like the fights against Jiren and stuff were pretty good, and I know a lot of people might not like Jiren, but I think Jiren is significantly better than Kale or Kefla. Those characters were obnoxious as hell, and definitely better than the Universe, I think it was 2 with the love characters. That was also pretty lame. I did not like that. So there's definitely a lot of stuff I'll change about this tournament arc. I'll make it a lot more fun, and I'll make the writing more coherent and more consistent. So yeah, let's get into it. Now, first thing I would change would be the way the tournament started. In the original, what happened was Goku wanted to see, Zeno, and by seeing him, it started this entire, stage and tournament stuff. And a lot of people at first were blaming Goku, saying it's Goku's fault. He's so in love with fighting to the point where which, I mean, that one was, it's not like Goku was like talking about like, oh, let's wipe out the universes. He just wanted to talk to Zeno and say, oh, what about the tournament thing? Which, to be honest, us as fans wanted it too. We just thought it was going to be a simple tournament. So the whole universe getting wiped out stuff, sorry if you hear cars in the back, but like that was not Goku's fault. How can you blame Goku for that? And then later on we found out that he was going to do it anyway, but he wasn't going to give them a chance. But now he's, thought of the tournament because Goku came there. Personally, I would have just eliminated that from the jump, because even though, you have that in there to explain what happened, still people think that it's Goku's fault or Goku did this and that. So I'm sorry. I mean, it's due to the fans being kind of dumb. It's not really the writers' fault, because the writers did explain it, and there's some fans that definitely know, understand. But there's still those stupid fans that think that Goku did this and it's his fault, when in reality he actually saved it. So to eliminate any of that stupid confusion, I would simply just have it to where, Zeno is planning to wipe out these universes because they do not meet the, universal requirement. But instead of just, thinking of wiping them out and Goku changed his mind, his plan was, I will give them a chance to survive if they get into the tournament. So what I would have had is have a Zeno sent out like a letter or something to all the other Supreme Kais and Gods of Destruction of the universes that are selected, and tell them, hey, find the strong 10 of the strongest, combatants in your universe and stuff for this tournament, because if you don't, they will all be wiped out, and this tournament is to select which one would survive. So that way it'll take the pressure off of Goku and not have the whole argument between fans that it was this or that. Because even like I said, though they explained it very well, I feel like a lot of the fans were being dumb and still saying, Goku did this. No, he didn't, you idiot. It was going to happen no matter what. So to eliminate that, I would just have him do that. So then they would all have to, find the best combatants for the tournament. Now, the selection for Universe 7's, combatants, I feel like it was a very bad selection, because all the selection was just the characters legit, like literally from, what's the thing called? It was all the characters literally just from the Earth. It was like all the characters from Earth. Like, really? You're telling me throughout the entire Dragon Ball universe there is no other stronger beings out there except for all of them on planet Earth. Come on. And it becomes even more ridiculous when we have the Broly film, where even if you say, well, Broly didn't get that much stronger, he only got really strong when he was fighting against Goku and Vegeta, but even his natural state of strength was surpassing majority of these other characters. So it still doesn't make any sense that he wasn't selected. And the whole, there's only 28 planets, with intelligent life, I also didn't like that. I'm pretty sure most of us as fans thought it was kind of dumb. Personally, what I would have just done is have somebody like Supreme Kai explain, like, hey, yeah, it's going to be hard. The universe is vast. There's a lot. We're going to have to sift through a lot. We don't know if the people we're going to get are going to be good, with teaming up and teamwork. We don't know what their motives may be, whatever. They might get too messy. Also, there isn't that many. I wouldn't have given a number like 28. I would just been say there isn't that many because, this universe has had many threats. We've had Frieza wiping out countless, planets and civilizations. We had Kid Buu, you had Buu blowing up planets and stuff for millions of years. We had, all these other big threats. We had Beerus destroying it. And I will take credit that I did fail on, my part of, helping out with the system. So we're very limited. The best combatants and the quickest we can do is from Earth, and then select them from Earth. Also, I do not like the selections. I think a few of them are really good. Obviously, Goku, Vegeta definitely should have been in the tournament. Gohan also should be in the tournament. Piccolo was a good choice. But this is where it gets tricky after those guys, because then you have like Krillin, 18, 17, Master Roshi, and Tien, and I forgot who the last person was. Oh, Frieza. But like those ones, that's when it gets more tricky. Now Krillin, I think that's fine. He's a pretty strong human. Tien's also pretty fine. Android 18, also really good pick. If you're gonna pick Krillin and Tien, you should definitely pick her. 17, I will tell you about how I would handle his, his introduction in this, because I do like 17 as a character, especially in the Tournament of Power, but I still don't like the way they made him so OP. It didn't make sense to me, but I would try to fix it in a different manner. Now, for what's the thing called? For the other ones, what I would have done is I would not have Master Roshi in there. Sorry, I know Master Roshi is a fan favorite, but putting him in there is purely based off of fan service and not logical reasoning. He should not be in there, especially if Yamcha and Chaozu, who should be stronger than him, are not in it. That doesn't make any sense. So Master Roshi would not be in that tournament. I would have left Boo. I think them kicking out Boo, him sleeping again, was also pretty lame. Like I said, I didn't like that idea. I would have kept Boo in. I get it that some people might say, well, Boo is a little too OP and he has too many crazy abilities that it would make it very dangerous. But I feel like the way they could simply fix that is have other characters from other universes have crazy OP abilities themselves, or you just make them super strong that they can eliminate him. I don't know why they acting like they need to just get him completely gone and stuff. I just felt like it was dumb. So yeah, what I would have done is I would have had Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Gohan, Krillin, 18. Definitely put 17 in there. I would have had Tien, Fat Boo, and then I would have had them use. Actually, I could also bring Frieza back. I think reviving Frieza would be cool too. I would have Frieza come back reviving. And the reason why I would do that is they can pick, like, Goten and Trunks. They can pick, other characters like Chaozu and Yamcha and Master Roshi. But these guys are just so weak. They're too weak. And in this situation, they need the best possible outcomes. The weakest character in this situation would be technically Krillin. I know some people argue between Krillin and Tien, but I would say it's Krillin. But even then, he's not that low end. But if you go lower than that, then it becomes pathetic. So I would be okay with them bringing back Frieza again. As just the filling as the strong top 10 spot, because he was a big threat. So yeah, Frieza would definitely come back in the thing, even though I might not, I'm not a big fan of bringing Frieza back over and over again. But yeah, he would be the 10th person. It would be these 10 guys. Also, the thing that I will change is, how some of the characters were handled. For example, Gohan, I would have not have him quit training at all. I would have him consistently train throughout, the series. He would be training throughout the Buu Saga, training throughout, Resurrection of F, training throughout, what's the thing called? Universe 6 versus 7 tournament and the Goku Black tournament. He would be training throughout it. The only thing is he wouldn't be fully utilizing his training. He would still be focusing on his academics, but he would still be training. So he would have his mystic form already and not need to play catch up. He would be significantly powerful. It's just that he needs to get stronger and stronger. So that's what I would have done with Gohan. So yeah, I'm not gonna have Gohan. I'm not gonna have Gohan be what's the thing called. I'm not gonna do what they did where they made him weak and stuff. He would still not be insanely powerful as he should be because he would be, being a scholar still, but I'll still have him continuously train at least somewhat. So he would have some level of power. And then I would have him off screen, do the God ritual. I know I'm using the God ritual a lot, but it's a better narrative to use for these guys getting more power than just randomly getting it out of their ass. So yeah, he would get Super Saiyan God through the God ritual, the God ritual, but he just would not be, what's the thing called? He would not have a godly form above it. He would just be Super Saiyan God. That would be the highest transformation that he has at that point. And, he could train to get Super Saiyan Blue, but, it's going to be harder for him because with his potential unlocked stuff, it's going to be harder to work around his power. It wouldn't be like, where he can't obtain high power. It's just like his body's confusing and stuff. So yeah, we would have that. The 17 thing, making him that powerful. Personally, what I would have done is I wouldn't have made him push Goku to Super Saiyan Blue level and hold back. I think that was stupid. Personally, I would have done is the money that he made from his work and his career and stuff, I would use it to where he uses that to upgrade himself. So throughout time, he's upgrading his mechanical parts over and over and over again. He probably had like some connection to Bulma and saying, hey, you're a very great scientist and stuff, and I've been looking for new upgrades. So throughout the years, it could just be like he's been contacting Bulma once in a while, making a certain amount of money, paying her to, create new upgrades for him to get him stronger, make him faster, make him, more durable, have more abilities and stuff. So I would make him stronger, but I would not make it to the significant level that, that they did in the original, because the original, him pushing Goku into Super Saiyan Blue form, and even though Super Saiyan Blue Goku was holding back, the fact that he was also holding back and had significant amount of power, I just didn't like. I'm fine with him getting stronger and getting upgrades and boosting his natural abilities, but there should also still be a limit to it. So yeah, his strength will come from upgrades that he gets from Bulma's tech, and we know Bulma, she can create like time machines and stuff like that. She can create some impressive stuff, especially since Dr. Gero was able to make him that powerful. She could probably make him easily even more powerful than that. So that's what I would have done with him. Yeah, basically have all that, and then for the Zen exhibition match, personally, I guess I could have kept it to the same, the Zen exhibition match with the Gohan and stuff like that. I think that's fine. And then we'll have the start of the tournament. Now, the tournament, the way I would handle it is a little bit different. One, there would not be a time limit. I felt like the time limit was very unnecessary. Two, I would not have the rule against killing. Personally, I think them eliminating the rule of no killing kind of, watered this tournament down and made it weaker. We already had that rule in the Universe 6 versus 7 tournament. We do not need that rule again. Also, it's going to make people like hold back against certain characters. I did not like that. I think they should have just left killing, especially if they're going to be erased from, existence. I don't know what's the problem with having killing as a rule. So yeah, I'll allow killing to be into the thing. No time limit. The no flying thing, it was like some physic thing that stopped them from flying. I think that's fine because if they can fly, then they can easily escape, getting eliminated. So that one I would keep that. The using the tools thing, I can understand that, but here's the problem with it. In the original, they had that as a rule where you can't use outside weapons, which I agree with, but they kind of contradicted it anyway when Zeno just let Master Roshi have the jar to, seal Frost in it. And also when he was they let Kel and Kefla use the Potara earrings to fuse together. I felt like that was kind of BS. It's like you set up rules and then you just broke the rules and it was fine. So what I would have done for the weapon stuff is I would have said no weapons that are used, you cannot use any items that are used as a weapon to fight with or to heal you with. So that would mean the jar that Master Roshi used, which since he's not in this, I'll have somebody else use the Mafuba as their technique. and the Patara earrings that Kale and Kefla used to fuse together would be allowed, because even though these are items, these are not items for attacking or healing. These are items for different stuff. One is for sealing, and the other item is for fusing. So those are two different things, together. So that would fit in the confines of my rules. But yeah, killing definitely will be one of them, because I wanted to see more of what these characters can do if they're not held back. So yeah, definitely that. So that would be it for the rules itself. But for when it comes to the other characters, I would make the other combatants non-fodder characters, because the problem that I had with this tournament of power is majority of them were fodder. The only characters that weren't fodder was Aniraza, which was a mix of multiple different combatants, Kale, Kefla, Jiren, Topo, Dispo, and I think there's a couple of other ones that were decently powerful, but everybody else was unbelievably weak. And I was just like, why would you have a tournament with so many characters to make majority of these characters fodder? I get it, you have weaker characters in this, and it's okay to have some fodder characters, but I felt like if you're gonna make it a threat, put more powerful characters. So I would have done it where you have, because every universe can't have everybody just being powerful. So I'd have it where there's obviously the top of the universes, then there is, the middle level characters, then there's the low end characters. So the characters from Universe 7 that are weaker will be only handling the low end characters. The ones that are medium level will be handling the medium level characters. And then the top of the top will be, fighting against each other. Obviously, Jiren would still be on top of the, the food chain when it comes to the top, until, Goku is able to handle it. But yeah, I felt like they should have put more of a challenge there. Then we would go to like Kale and Kefla. How would I have done them? Would I have kept them in there, or would I change them completely? Personally, I don't mind having two female Saiyans in the tournament. The only problem I have is with their achievement of power and how strong they were, and the writing of their character. I felt like Kefla was kind of obnoxious. She was one of those characters that thought she was the shit and also talked out of her ass. And Vegeta's kind of like that character, but Vegeta's at least, cool about it, and he makes sense why he's that arrogant, and also when he does, he gets smacked around. But Kefla was kind of getting too much of an ass-kissing treatment, so I would have not gone with that. And Kale, her stuff was just stupid. I just hated her attitude of, oh, you don't touch her, don't talk to her, I'm gonna lose my shit. I felt like that was so childish and goofy. I didn't like that. So what I would have done was, I would have kept them, but I would have changed their personalities a little. Kefla would be still like a strong, tough, Saiyan character, but not obnoxious. She's just very proud of her abilities. Kale would definitely be still shy, but she would not have that whole hate boner thing about whoever talks to her. She would just be like, oh, I'm protective of her because I'm her bodyguard. So if anybody tries to mess with her, I'll protect her. But I'm not going to get mad because Kaba talked to her and I'm going to lose my shit. That stuff was dumb. I would have it to where these two characters have already had Super Saiyan, but they just couldn't achieve forms beyond Super Saiyan. And, had Kaba come in there and saying, hey, I finally got control of my legendary form. I trained with another Saiyan from Universe 7. He taught me these tricks on how to control my rage. And I know you guys have Super Saiyan, but you guys are still, have problems with your Super Saiyan forms. So I'll help you train more to get it better. So we can three work together and, just help each other out. So I would get rid of the whole tingly back feeling thing. This is how you obtain Super Saiyan. I think they should have had Super Saiyan already, or variations of Super Saiyan, but just, be trained on it more. Whereas in that one, they had them just being base form and learn it, and then out of the ass they pulled it out. So I don't like that. So I would have had Kale and Kefla have Super Saiyan, but since they were, their genetics and biology is different, their Super Saiyans, their natural states are naturally more stronger, and their Super Saiyan forms are give them a higher multiplier than the original ones. But still, I wouldn't put them on their level, since, even with that should not close the gap. So I'll just have it where Kaba's training these two. He sees them as they have the highest potential in his race. He might be the strongest, but they have the highest potential, especially Kale. She has hidden potential that she doesn't realize yet. So he's training both, Kale and Kefla, and it's just a normal training. There's no berserk shit right at this point. There's no, oh, I'm gonna fight you for that. And there's definitely no her turning Super Saiyan 2. I think that was dumb. So yeah, we have that. That's gonna be it for them for that point. And then we get into the tournament. We have the whole fight with the tournament. What would I change specifically for the whole tournament? One, Universe 2, those characters with the magic girl stuff with the power of love, cringy as shit. I did not like that. I would have changed that completely. I would just have them be strong female characters who, might be a little more lovey, but not the magic girl bullshit. They would be more straightforward to fighting and be less annoying. And also, I would have had them eliminated way, way earlier on. I would not have, I forgot what her name was and stuff, but they were just annoying characters. I would have the lovey shit and that whole magic girl stuff toned down significantly, like significantly. I would have them just normal, strong female characters who, might be a little more about love, but just want to fight and protect their universe, and have them eliminated, like I said earlier, than what we had them last on for. So that's how I would have handled them. Majority of the other characters, I would have had far more tough characters than the fodder. They had like 95% fodder, and the other 5% were like strong. So I thought that was stupid. I would have the rest of the characters be stronger and be more of a challenge. Like I said, for characters like Krillin, Yamcha, Tien, and those guys will be eliminating only the weaker characters, not the stronger characters. Stronger characters are what take them out, and then people like 18 and 17 and these other guys would be eliminating the more naturally powerful characters. So yeah, I would have 17 last in this because he has cool techniques and abilities, and he's more strategic as a fighter, and he just uses his mind on how to handle it since he's gotten older and smarter now. But yeah, I would have it where Boo is doing a lot of work. He's putting in work. He's being a threat. He's a good healer. He has all these other abilities. So now he's fighting against a character that is strong. So if you want to get Boo out of the way, I would have Boo do a lot of work. But if you want to get him out of the way, just have him fight against a strong character, like a character where if he tries to use his antenna thing to transform him, it doesn't work on him. Like the guy's able to negate that ability and blast him so hard that it sends him flying out of the arena and take him out. Obviously, it wouldn't kill him, but it would send him flying out, and since he can't fly, he would fall down. He could stretch and stuff, but he gets blasted and gets hit out, and he can't reform in time before he's eliminated. That's how I would have handled him, due to the fact that he's just a little too OP with his abilities and what he can do. But yeah. Basically, most of the characters would just be stronger. Also, I'll make Boo stronger. I would have him naturally train to get significantly more stronger, so he'll be more up there, but not enough to do anything. Gohan would use his Super Saiyan God form with Frieza to handle like something like Dispo. I'll also get rid of the whole he's moving faster than a light speed thing, because I already made a video about it explaining more about how it worked and why it wasn't as simple as a lot of people thought, but it still confused a lot of people, so I'll just get rid of that. I'll just say that he is the fastest in his universe besides Jiren, and the rest of he would be one of the fastest characters in the entire tournament and stuff. So that's what I would do with him, having that speed. Kale and Kefla, I think this is the one where people really want to know what I would do with them. I would have, instead of just having them two just do all this stuff, I would have it a way where there's it would be the trio of Saiyans, Kaba, Kefla, and Kale working together as unisons. The reason why they're so powerful is, one, they're Super Saiyans, they have the Super Saiyan forms, but also they have really great teamwork. So they'll be winning not based off of individual power, but teamwork power. Kaba with his control over his legendary form, what's the thing called? He will have control over his legendary form. I would have Kefla go Super Saiyan 2, unlock Super Saiyan 2 in the tournament, because she's already had Super Saiyan and now she's going through an intense situation where her universe will be erased, so she'll obtain Super Saiyan 2 to give her a power boost. And for Kale, she will now unlock her Berserk form. They unlocked it prior and then just made her even more stronger. I wouldn't have done that. I would have made her unlock her Berserk form, prior to that, only in the tournament. Before that, she wouldn't have it. She goes to a Berserk state, which is a mutation of the legendary form. It's not as strong as the legendary form, but it's still a significant jump in power. I would not have them be on Goku's level. I would have it where, all three of them are trying to jump Goku while, he's depowered and he's trying to hold himself off. But I would still have Goku be coming out on top of anybody. I mean, like I said, they can make multiple other characters a bigger threat. The only reason they made them big threat was because they're Saiyans. I don't think that's necessary. I would have had some other characters be big threats besides Jiren. So yeah, their characters would have a far smaller role. They would be far significantly weaker, and Kale and Kefla would lock their other forms in the tournament, not prior to it. And Kaba and those three would just be working in unison to eliminate people. And the reason why they're winning is because of their teamwork, not because just their individual power, even though they'll still be quite powerful. But yeah, I would never have Kale walking through Goku's Super Saiyan Blue Kamehameha and smashing him and all this other shit. That was stupid. That was not necessary. If you want another OP character, just write a character from another universe, from a race that we know nothing about, because then there would be no lore to tie their power from. You can just say that they're powerful just like how Hit is. So yeah, I'll do all that. Would I have them fuse Kale and Kefla fuse? I guess we can have them fuse to Kefla and have them work with Kaba to double team Goku, but I'll still have Goku easily slap them. I don't think Goku should have used his Ultra Instinct Omen once again against her. I'll keep the whole Ultra Instinct stuff. I have no problem with that. Everything with that would be fine. Jiren will still be the top guy. The only thing I'll change about Jiren would definitely be his backstory. I think his backstory was very, very lame. The whole, watered down version of Sasuke's backstory was pretty stupid to me. Personally, what I would have added for, his mistrust in people is just have, a journey showing throughout his life of how every time he trusted people, every time he relied on somebody else, something bad happened. Like, you could have kept the master thing dying, but I wouldn't have had, some specific mysterious figure killing him. I would have just had it where, he lost his he lost his parents because he was too weak to do anything, because, his dad told him, I would be one to protect you, you don't need to do anything. Then, being trained and, trying to live up to his master's expectations, losing his master, then, having friends and having, his friends betray him, and then go through just a quick little story of how he's went through countless betrayals in his life, that he's been, not only betrayals, but disappointments, where times where he felt weak, and he realizes that the reason he felt weak every time is because he was relying on somebody else, whether it was friends or whether it was his parents, whether it was his teacher. He lost them because he was relying on them, and realizes now at this point, relying on other people does nothing. For me to get stronger, I have to rely on myself and only focus on myself and care about myself. And when he does that, he gets stronger. So it just further validates his, his belief, because throughout his entire life, all he's felt is, disappointment and stuff. And he comes from a harsh planet where, violence is rampant and trust in people is very, scarce. And when you do, it's either, you're too reliant on them or they will betray you. So he realizes that he has to do this on his own. That's how I would change, Jiren's thing, where it's like a false sense of strength that he has within himself. He's doing this not because he genuinely thinks he's strong, it's just that he doesn't want to be hurt again. And this is the only way to do it. And like I said, through him getting significantly stronger, it validated his his feelings with his ideology, because it got proven every time, and when he didn't, it got disproven. And Goku and his friends would be the proof that you can still achieve it. It's just that you have to have the right people around you. But yeah, that's what I would have done with him. Toppo going to God of Destruction mode, I think, was pretty cool. Frieza, like I said, in this one, he would have the whole demonic stuff. He wouldn't get the amplification from because Zamasu would be dead because he gave him the amplifying thing, but he would still carry over that power that he died with and just train more and get stronger. He would just get stronger through that means. And since he unlocked different abilities and has godly abilities, he can also still be a big threat in this tournament. So yeah, this tournament, I wouldn't, like I said, change insane amounts of stuff. It would just be specific things that I felt like could have been done better if they went in a more, intelligent direction. So yeah, now getting to the conclusion of this arc. Like I said, most of the stuff I'll keep the same. It's just some stuff here and there that I would change. Like the whole Zeno, Goku being the catalyst for it, I'll just have it. Zeno was already planning this and just set out, these warnings to all these gods of destruction and Supreme Kais to gather their best men. And then the reason why they didn't get other ones is, one, they had a deadline they had to do quick. Two, they needed people that they would have better teamwork with and better understanding, and they don't want to have it all muddled up. So they didn't want to do that. Also, I would have had it where, like I said, the tournament rules would have been different. There would be killing allowed. Um, Only items that are not used for healing or for attacking would be allowed into the tournament. Um, and the no flying rule is still fine. Also, no time limit. Also, I would make more strong characters in there. I felt like there's too many fodder characters. If they eliminated a ton of the fodder characters and put in more strong characters, medium level characters, and then fodder characters, I think it would have been far more entertaining. I would have also sped up on boring fights that we don't care about, so I would finish them off faster. I would just not have Master Roshi in the tournament, and replace him with Boo and then Frieza in there. Yeah, I would do that. Kill and Kefla and stuff, I would not give them such a big role. I would not give them significant power jumps. They would already have Super Saiyan prior to that, so there would be no tingly feeling back thing. It's just kind of teaching them how to gain more power, and then them obtaining their higher power in the tournament itself. Kefla obtaining Super Saiyan 2 and Kill obtaining her Berserk form, but they still would not be a match to Goku. If you want somebody to match Goku, just pick characters from any of these other universes, just because the big problem that I had with them is we already know the Saiyans lore, so for them to match him with their Saiyan biology, it has to make consistent sense, right? The fact that, that they're Saiyans is where's the problem. If there were characters from another race that we don't know anything about, then you can say, well, we don't know anything about their lore or how powerful they work or how their power system works, so we can't really go based off of that. But we know how the Saiyans' power system works, and what we've seen, they should not be on Goku's level, or Goku and Vegeta's level. So yeah, that's just dumb. That's why I didn't have a problem with Hit or Jiren, because Hit and Jiren, they're insanely powerful, but we don't know anything about their race or how their power, how they came to be, so it's fine there. I would have changed Jiren's backstory definitely. Well, I would have made more of the fights entertaining, less like boring fights and stuff, giving more shine to the other characters that needed. They confuse, but they wouldn't be too crazy. I'll have the weak characters only eliminate weak characters so it makes logical sense. I would not have them handling strong characters. The strong characters will be eliminating them. And for Boo, if he's just too OP, just have a character that where the a chocolate beam or candy beam does not work on them. It doesn't phase them, and just blast him out of there. And before he can reform, he's already eliminated. We can still do the whole unisons with them. 17, like I said, also I would not make him that powerful. I'll give him powerful upgrades from Bulma, which would make him significantly strong, like where he can have upgrades where it allows him to teleport, where it allows him to mess with time a little, crazy stuff. Like I can give him like some crazy shit, like he can teleport, he can he has a stronger barrier, he can create barriers within people, he can use sonic blast, he can what's the thing called, he can just do crazy stuff, superpower himself up, do countless explosions, crazy things. But yeah, that's how I would have done with him. And then I don't think I would change that much else about the rest of the tournament. The universe is getting eliminated and stuff like that. Gohan would have got Super Saiyan God at this point, and we would have had that whole thing there and how they handled it. But yeah, pretty much everything else, I think everything else was pretty much fine. It was just those things that I would change. It was definitely the power scaling that I had a problem with, and the misuse of characters, because they had so many characters, but the majority of them were just worthless. Also, like I said, I'll have the Universe 2 characters. I would have them eliminated a lot earlier, be less annoying with that whole glove thing. I would have got rid of that cringy ass shit from the jump and just had it more of a powerful ass, battle. Just characters doing crazy shit. So yeah. That's it for this video. I will be dropping out my, how to fix the Dragon Ball Super Broly film right after this one, since I don't really have any other video ideas after this one, and there's nothing for me to really react to. So yeah, I will definitely be dropping that out right after this. So stay tuned for that, and I hope you guys enjoyed.